Right, final phase 3, I believe. Today we're making a replica of our 62 feet or 19 metre mast, and it will be tilt over, utilising the same winch as we use for that, and a massive anchor point with a pulley which I've put down by the shed. So this will be two poles, a steel pole, then an alloy pole, and a falling derrick. However, we're on a 3-guy system here, and if you pull something up on a 3-guy system, it's likely to wobble and fall away. So what we're going to have to do is put some, I call them orphan guys. These are temporary guys to make the geometry look like it's a 4-guy system until it's upright. As soon as it starts coming upright, the 3 guys will go tight. Well, falling derrick will go tight and the other 2. And we'll be up, but that means we've got a ton of work to do. So my new rope has arrived. I've got some 3mm mast strand rope which we'll use for the falling derrick to keep that upright as well. We've got holes to dig, we've got some scaffold poles we need to cut to use as guy anchors, and a whole host of stuff, along with some drilling and other bits and pieces. So I've got to get to work. So this was the failed attempt. I've got some disassembly to do. Now we need to measure 90 degrees off the hinge, and you'll just tap these in lightly to mark exactly where the 90-degree bit point is, so that when the mast falls over and back, the falling derrick and the mast stays upright while not getting in the way of the guys for the 12.4 or 18, depending which one I've got up at the moment. So let me get my tape measure out and do some clever stuff. Jangle, jangle, come, sit, good, just stay there. So what I'm trying to do is just make sure these are in line. And then we take a known good point, for instance the south guy where the falling derrick's going to go, and measure between the two. 9.9 there. 9.9. We just want the geometry accurate, really, that's all. Right, that's 9.05, which would be normally there. I'm just doing some final checks. I need to check one more thing. I'm just being pedantic, right? Literally being pedantic, because I want everything accurate this time. All right, 8. Basically 8.75. It doesn't matter if it's whisker out. Oh, I can see why. 8.9. Okay. 8.9. Right, for speed, we'll put in a couple of big anchors. And this 100% needs to be able to swivel now. Now we need a falling derrick, which we're going to use in fiberglass. I painted this one white at one point in time to make a 3-element yagi, but I've changed my idea, so we'll use this. We need to be able to through bolt that at one time, just to see. Oh, good. I just missed the guy line for the big DX Commander there. I need 4 guys just for this. All right, so let's put this back down. Once we have the falling derrick connected upright, then we can connect the falling derrick to the actual mast to lift it up. And the guy points that I've just put on, I'm calling orphans, because when the tower is up, or the mast, whatever you want to call it, they will be orphans, they'll be not required. So we'll unclip them and clip them to the master guy points. So it'll be a 3 master guys and 4 when it's going up and down. All right, not perfect, but I found 2. Where's the other one? Hello. Jesus, God's sake. Well, I did have 2 of these a minute ago. Whatever. So I'm just measuring this to cut it there, and then I'll have to go and find it. Oh yeah, I was hoping we could screw one on. Look, and on. Oh, hey. All right, we can blue Loctite that. All right, next job. I realised we can reuse this rather well because we can put this shackle through here, and that will have the mast off the top and off the side, so we can put the falling Derrick supports. I do have a pillar drill here, but then I've got to spend ages fabricating a method of holding it. We'll just use regular drill. Get through here. I don't know what the size is. That looks about M16, and there'll be plenty of material to go at. I actually thought I had a drill bit that size. Oh, is that it? Oh, it's far too big. I do have another step drill. Oh, I've got a number of step drills actually. Where have I put the... I have lost everything recently. Must be my condition. I found a backup key in there, so we can get this out. We don't normally use this. Is an old... The other drill's out in the field. This is an old one. It's got a gearbox issue, but it might be all right for this job. Bit of oil, maybe. Let's see if we can grind this out. Oh, bugger me. I've created a thread. Okay, good. Basically, because this is what I had lying around, okay? So you need to just reuse what you've got. Right. Let's clean that off. Oh, that's pretty good. Plenty. I'm not over tightening these. That's it, by hand. I'll just let that set. And then we'll fit this when I know which rotation I want it. So you might be asking why these and this, because I actually only need one lifting eye. That's probably for the winch, because that'll be pulling down. Everything else will be up and just be difficult to fit. So let me just temporarily fit that on there with just a quarter turn. If we're happy with that, we can come up with a better solution, like drill a little hole through and then put this all the way down with a bit of blue Loctite. But in the meantime, I think I'll be fine. So this is just some cheap rope as a very temporary basis while we organise the geometry. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Right, we bent the last one of these slightly, so I'm not using that again. My fault. If something bends, it means the engineering was wrong, right? Not necessarily the fault of the thing that bent. So I'm going to swap the nuts, bolts and washers over, because this one, which I think is quite nice, the nuts, bolts and washers were really horrible and rusty. You can see it's not straight. And I could have used a tougher joiner, but then something else would go. You'd bend a pole, you know, which is more expensive than a couple of joiners. Right, now just to test the geometry, I'm going to use one of the small fiberglass poles, not an aluminium pole at the top, to keep the weight down. Alright, so we can now fit the falling derrick to this one. Because I'm not putting the full weight on, we're just getting this up and down, see how we get on, make some adjustments, then we can go to the next height. Right, I'm just gauging the length of falling derrick side guy. This is only to keep the falling derrick from falling over. From falling. I'm just checking this blue rope is long enough to do both sides. To think I wants to do this on a field day. By the way, these are handy, not for super high loads, but for just the non-critical lines. We will need to, oh good, put it on one of these. Time to bolt up that falling derrick now, because it's slipping around, you know. This one, not that one. That still needs to slip. This, just to know more. Eventually it will be a real guide point, but on a temporary basis we need to get a rope from here to the top of that white falling derrick there, so that when this thing goes up, it doesn't actually fall that way. So if you think about it, what we're building at the moment is a 6-metre antenna mast, which will be redundant because that's the bit that actually lifts the mast up. So that's why I'm just spending time getting the falling derrick right. I've got some old rope here which I want to salvage just for this test. And the sun's gone in. There's an old one, that'll do. Alright, I've got the nice rope inside, but let's just get the kind of little test done first. The whole thing is very loose at the moment, but that's okay. Let me just lift it up and observe. Yeah, let's get that rope off there. Because that is this one. All right. Thing is, once you've got the falling derrick working, the mast is a bit of a breeze. Okay, so let me just adjust this guy line. The folks that originally followed along on mast 1, which is kind of behind you, I spent quite a lot of time on the falling derrick. So the alpine butterfly is basically in the wrong place. Yes, it's crappy rope, I know, don't worry about that. Higher up, 1, 2, 3, over. Such a pretty knot as well when it's done. And that is the only rope that is not connected at the moment. Just lift it up and tie it off. So that goes underneath. It's good, that's on that one. That's the top one done. And this is one we haven't done. Alright, what could go wrong? Alright. That one is extremely loose. Doesn't matter. We go over here with this. I don't have something to connect this. Well, I mean, I could go. I'll just have to go around the shackle because it's a 3-guy system, not 4. You'll be able to tell that there's nothing holding the back of the mast down. So we have to get clever. So as it comes upright, the guy anchors that we put in will come into effect, and we can do that with Pythagoras. But let me just have a little tidy up and a little review. So once we're happy, we'll be able to swap that out to aluminium after we've taken my blood off it. And that goes up, and that's quite loose. All right, it's not doing a lot at the moment. It should be doing. Eventually that'll be a real guy. The side, the orphans, not only for the falling Derrick, but they'll be the orphans for the... They're like secondary guys. We're building like a 5-point guying system, but only 3 are going to be permanent because we'll unclip those, you see. This is working okay, although that is too far down, so I think we'll put like a hose clamp or something here just to stop that riding up and down. As you can see, this is really loose, so I have to deal with that. Because frankly, if we pulled on this now, we'd actually lift the mast up, wouldn't we? Hang on. I need to do knots, not mirror image. But let's just get this safe for the time being. And we need a bigger one of them, don't we? Ideally. Well, I mean, that would work for the time being. And then we'll have to colour code all the ropes that aren't permanent guys, because everything we put on will effectively in the end come back off again once the mast is up. Maybe not this one once it's been replaced with the proper stuff. And we can also see that this the falling Derrick is a bit of an angle, so we'll just fix that. Right, so let's relax this a bit. Okay, so that's fine. Well, we could do a little baby lift, couldn't we? Just nothing too adventurous. There we go. But that's good. All right. I mean, effectively, that is the weight of a scaffold pole. So that's fine. Good. And of course, we'll then double up on everything because we need to get up to about 11 metres as well. And we need to drill a little hole for that that point there, which is absolutely rock solid. I know that the concrete was a bit wet, but to be honest, it didn't bother me. Just let it sit there, it'll gradually go off. The pole went into the ground, I don't know how far, about a foot or so, 35 centimetres. So I'm just not worried about that. The concrete ended up a bit wet, and I thought, oh, do I break another bag and dilute, get it a bit? I thought, to hell with it, leave it like that. So you need to advise me. I'm never quite sure whether to do that's how far I got today. Tune in next time and see how far we get, or just continue going. I'll tell you what, for this one, let's just cut it short there. Tune in for the next one, and we'll see how far we can get. See if we can get up to 40 feet, and we'll break this into 2 sections. All right. So all the best now. Here's the dogs and Wendy coming to see us, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. This is very exciting.